guys, welcome back to this segment of the video, the podcast, the Arsenal podcast, the Fangooner podcast. Of course, I'll be posting that on my Acast website there. If you guys are interested, check that out. Be sure to go to acast.com and search for Fangooners. Very easy to spell, Vangooners. So, finally, we are back. The Premier League is back. Arsenal are back, and more importantly, we started after this little break with a great win right there. 3-1 was the final score. Again, it was a very relaxing game. Pretty much throughout the whole game except the first half. Didn't quite pay much attention in the first half, but of course a lot of things have changed. Of course, at the same time, there are so many changes within the team. After my last recording back in more than a month, November 12th, and a little bit over 6 weeks, and we are back in the office talking about Arsenal. And again, like I said, a lot of things have changed throughout, over the course of 6 weeks. Of course, Argentina won, great for them. Of course, I will be commentating somewhere else, but this is all about Arsenal, and we definitely look quite rusty in the first half, but I don't blame them, after 6 weeks, particularly for the last two friendly games that we played. It was a little bit disappointing, losing to Juventus to 2 own goals and losing to, I believe, Luton Town. Was it Luton Town or Watford? Either one of them, we lost both games, or we didn't win both games, put it that way. But back in the Premier League, very happy for that. Football is back pretty much. And honestly, I was really nervous. We all know that Gabriel Jesus picked up a significant injury, which is going to keep him out for around 3 months. And this is a crucial period, going to January transfer window. We still have 5 days to go into the January transfer window. Arteta has to make the right move in order to keep the title hopes alive. Honestly, in the first half of the season, I never believed that Arsenal was going to win the league. Even though after the first 5 games, we're still at the top of the league table. By no means I believe them winning the league for sure, because again, I don't want to jinx it. I just want to say in a very unbiased, realistic point of view, I just didn't think Arsenal could have the gear to maintain where we are right now for a few months. And turns out we survived October. I think we ended October with only we only dropped 2 points, which was a draw against Southampton, I think towards the late October. But other than that, we have been fantastic, beating Spurs, Liverpool, Chelsea on the way. And right now, getting back into today's game, facing against West Ham United at home. I know they weren't having such a great season so far. I believe the last 3 games they lost. So coming to this game, it's kind of like a brand new start. You would never know. It's not like we kind of had the momentum going to the after the Wolves game, but then of course got interrupted by with the World Cup. But back in the Premier League, so much different. Of course, personnel change. We only made one personnel change, which is Eddie Nketiah coming on for Gabriel Jesus, and pretty much. The back 4, the mid 5 or the mid 3, and also the wide 2 are pretty much the same, to be honest. Kieran Tierney back in the starting lineup after Tomiyasu picked up an injury. I think he is still kind of recovering from that. Zinchenko is not 100% fit with the tight calf, but Tierney did a good job. I think did a good enough job. Of course, we are expecting more from him, but seen a few clips from him from the friendly game against Lyon. I think AC Milan as well, playing as a inverted left back, kind of sitting in the middle. Looks very good, looks very technical. Again, I can definitely see him kind of converting into that role comfortably, but I think he seems to look more confident after what 2-3 weeks of intense training, I believe so. And another person we got to talk about right here is definitely Eddie Nketiah. Signed a brand new contract, 5-year deal, 100K per week, and he has to perform. Like, if he wants to establish himself as a true rotational, a great player for Arsenal, I know he is not going to be as good as Gabriel Jesus, or maybe he will, but we will never know. He's still young, 23-year-old. But the fact that he has so much weight on his shoulder, he's literally 3 years younger than Gabriel Jesus. And right now, Gabriel Jesus was pretty much the main part of our first half of the campaign. The way he played, the way he distributed, the way he led the team. And right now, we have Eddie Nketiah. Technically, not as good as Gabriel Jesus, but in front of goal, I believe Eddie still had that kind of a flair in him. And like today, he scored that goal. What a great goal, to be honest. Not great defended by Keha, but certainly was good enough to score that goal. Great turn, by the way. And yeah, all I'm saying, I believe in Eddie. I really do want him to succeed. I said this, I said the same thing to Sambi Lakonga, but I really do want Eddie to establish himself in a much higher status within the club. But at the same time, it's really hard. It's really hard because we have Gabriel Jesus right now. But going into this game, we talk about this game right now, and then we're going to talk about something else. Again, I will try to keep this video within 20 minutes, 15 minutes. Again, I haven't been talking about any football related for the past few weeks, so let me kind of, just spit everything out. So this game, again, one personnel change, which is actually two if you put Tierney in as well. Tierney back in the lineup, love to see him. Eddie Nketiah, love to see him as well. First half didn't pay much attention, but certainly was a little bit rusty here and there. I think we controlled the ball very well, but again, just lacking Gabriel Jesus, especially there are moments where Gabriel Jesus will receive the ball in the middle, turn, try to go diagonally or keep running with the ball or look for forward passes. But Eddie, you guys can see there's a massive contrast between how they play. Again, Eddie is, again, very good in terms of retention of the ball. But in terms of, the quality of, touch and turn, try to move forward, pass diagonally, still need quite a bit of a work because I felt like so many moments where Eddie had quite a lot of space around him by the time he received the ball in the middle from center backs or from wide backs as well. He would, go for the easiest route, which is passing the ball back, which is fine. You know what? Fair play. Try to keep the ball, keep the possession, which is fine. But Gabriel Jesus, it's more, of course, his flair, his technical skills. It's definitely more advanced to Arsenal game, and that's what we're lacking. Is the fact that we're trying to break through the West Ham United, the back line just a little bit. But I think we were trying to play quite a lot of long balls, to be honest, in the first half, and I felt like it's not gonna work. We don't have anybody like Vlahovic or Giroud in the middle, so that part of the game was pretty much the end, and Arsenal just gotta change their mind, especially Arteta gotta change the tactics just a little bit. And of course the penalty again, I think it's a penalty for sure. I don't think it's soft in any way, but the fact that Saliba came in and made a sliding tackle just like that, it's bound to be a 50-50 play, but turns out Saliba lost that 50 and we conceded that penalty. Good penalty by Barama. And we were 1-0 down in the first half. And arguably, it's towards the end of the first half, felt like we should have a penalty. But when you look at the VAR again, honestly, it hit straight right at Cresswell's head. So, which is fine. You know what? I believe in my team. I think I believe we kind of conceded the first goal twice or three times already in the season, and we somehow made a comeback eventually. So I believe in my team was going to do well, and just like that, Arsenal within 13 minutes scoring 2 goals. Again, Martin Odegaard has been phenomenal throughout the whole game, providing only 1 assist, but he had been so influential with the passes, very command with the ball, just being as a proper leader, going for the ball. Of course, his flair, his skills and everything was just kind of top notch today. So he is definitely my man of the match. Second one would be probably Ben White, has been amazing as well. But first goal, we score a scuff shot. It was a horribly scuff shot by Martin Odegaard, but Saka's right there at the right time. Sufal somehow kind of dropped deep a little bit just to Martinelli, and which creates so much space, create the onside line for Saka, and buries that one, and we score the first goal. Later on, Martinelli again. It was a quick play, Shaka to Martinelli, a quick feed, boom, left feed to right feed, back to left feed, and go for a shot, and of course beat Fabianski in the near post again. Fabianski is 37-year-old, and I'm sure they have Areola on the bench right there, but as you guys can see, because of Fabianski, we scored a second goal. Because honestly, in all honesty, I think any goalkeeper would have probably saved that second shot if Fabianski wasn't react a little bit slower than usual. We scored a second goal, boom, just like that. 13 minutes in, scoring 2 goals, amazing. We felt like the momentum started to build. Eddie kept losing the ball. I think he had kind of like an okay game, but before the goal, he has been doing all right. But towards the end, he got himself a goal as well. Great play by Ben White. A little flick pass, Benrahma to Odegaard, first time to Eddie Nketiah, and what a great turn, what a great finish to buries that one 3-1. And that was pretty much the end of the game. Nothing much going on, to be honest, but nothing much going on between Eddie's goal and towards the end. Ramsdale made one great save towards the end. But we beat West Ham 3-1 again. Just gotta love that. Another Boxing Day victory. I don't remember the last time where Arsenal dropped point or maybe losing a game in the Boxing Day. I was like, you know what? When West Ham scored the first goal, I thought there was a chance Arsenal is not going to win the game. But again, with no Jesus, we seems to be fine. But we can live in that edge of the world where we are living with fear. The fear is the lack of quality depth that we have, and of course we do have that. And this is something that is quite worrying for sure. And today, I think it was a few hours before kickoff, we made an official bid to Mykhailo Mudryk for, I believe, 60 million potential in total. Again, seems to be, honestly, whatever Arsenal put